happened to encounter along this journey, and it's not someone that I even knew fully myself. But there's a very real monster inside of Karina Dorothy, and I've been getting to know her really well, and I love her, and love is law, and family is the only business that I give a fuck about. I want to start by reading you something special. Paula's story. Like most women, and perhaps like you, I had experiences that were not part of my life plan. I envisioned plan A, and I ended up living plan Q. On the way from A to Q, things happened that I never imagined in my wildest dreams. I experienced 5 miscarriages, I lost hundreds of thousands of dollars and plunged deep into debt. I lost a lot of money from unwise business decisions I made many years ago because at the time I didn't know what I didn't know. The consequences were that a number of undesirable things happened that caused me great pain. And because of the debt, some of my closest friends and dearest family members were also affected, and that caused me even greater pain because of my love for them. I felt like I was in the middle of a raging fire that I couldn't put out myself. I only had 2 choices. I could either burn up and give up or learn how to become stronger. At that time, and at that point in my life, I was dangerously close to burning up. I struggled at a deeper level than I ever thought was possible while desperately trying to function from day to day as a wife to a dear husband who had cancer at the time, as the mother of 8, and as the CEO of a global company. As someone who had already written the book on self-mastery, I taught that for years. I felt like a complete hypocrite, and here I was frantically trying to figure out how to be in the refiner's fire without burning up. It was during this time of struggle that I came to understand I had heard something from others, and it was pain is a part of the plan. Everyone experiences it. How we deal with our individual pain is a measure of 3 things: our understanding of healthy ways to cope with it, the examples and the help from others in our lives, and our strength of character. I desperately wanted to walk out of the refiner's fire stronger, without even the smell of smoke on my soul, and I wanted to walk out not only unstained and smoke-free, I wanted to walk out filled with a greater measure of love than I had ever known. I wanted to be a crucible. I knew that a crucible was a heat-resistant container which metals are melted, and to take the pain and melt that away. I not only wanted to be a crucible for my pain, I wanted to be a heat-resistant container for others to help melt away their pain, and then to teach them how to be a heat-resistant and become a crucible for others, with the ultimate goal of lifting the level of love and peace on earth. Yes, my excruciating pain taught me priceless lessons in life, and those powerful life lessons prepared me to truly understand the pain of others. I can now sit with my sisters worldwide, and while listening to their stories of agony, say sincerely and honestly, I understand. I understand because your pain, well, I was where you are, and I was in the fire. Although our challenges are different, our hearts ache in the same ways, my friend. I invite you to stand with me smoke-free. Let no one smell even a hint of smoke on your clothes. What does that mean? It means do not allow what happened in the fire to affect you negatively. And as you move forward, do not be a victim, be the victor. Do not allow the smoke of blame, resentment, anger, or sadness linger in your heart and soul as a result of the pain you experienced in the fire. Walk away from your fire smoke free. Turn your face to the future and rejoice. You are rich with understanding now. You are enlightened with priceless lessons. You are empowered to strengthen others who are standing in the fire right now. You can take their hands and lead them out because you have learned how to overcome adversity. Overcoming adversity means you do not allow adversaries and adversities to overcome you. You choose to walk outside their reach. Yeah, that's a choice. My friend, perhaps of the greatest life lessons that you've learned, it is the power of choice, agency. That profoundly important principle says that no matter what is happening around you and no matter who is trying to bring you down, you can choose how to respond to your circumstances and to the human porcupines in your life. You can choose to rise above the hurtful words and painful actions of others. You can choose to turn the other cheek. You can choose to love them no matter what. No matter what's going on in your life, you can choose to laugh and find joy each day to light the way for others. Yeah, it is in the refiner's fire that we learn this and much more. And so I give thanks for the fire. And I'm grateful that my life went from plan A to plan Q, because on the way to Q, all the way through D, F, G, H, I, J, M, N, and P, I was learning and becoming, and of course, I'm still learning every day. Q is still a long way from Z. And there is so much more to learn as we walk this earthly plane together. But my perspective is different now. Oh, so different because of the fire. And although I don't welcome the pain, I no longer resist it. I seek the life lessons and I deeply desire to turn them into greater understanding and to greater love, so I can better serve my sisters, to take their hands and help them out of the fire, smoke free. I'm so grateful. Because like you, I no longer wish. I've become and becoming, and I'm showing up as the solution. I'll tell you, I'm about to say a lot of things. And I'm so grateful for my confidence, because confidence comes with competence, and I see that now. And it's interesting because as I've been transmuting a lot of this energy that's been healing, I'm like able to have a lot more joyous memories. And that's not the point of this conversation. It's just that feels really good. I feel that there are parts of this message that are relevant to everybody, but this is a recording directly to you. From my heart, from my gut, with my chest. Because I love. And I'm starting to see that nobody's opinion matters. I'm starting to enjoy how that feels again for the first time in a long time, to remember what it is to have zero fucks to give. I'm coming up a little bit sassy, but there's a tenderness in the truth beyond it. I'm just grateful to be able to speak fully. And it's true. There's a lot of discomfort that's come up with a lot of the things that I've experienced, and I know the reasons for all of those things, and it's not the reason I'm speaking with you right now. But there's awareness there, and I'm grateful for that, because it's a direct output and outcome of all of the healing that I've put in, and the supplication and the prayer. And it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. So, do you believe that a quantum leap is possible? I do. It's interesting because something happened. I've been beating my head up against the wall. Something I know you're familiar with. But what's beautiful is that now that I don't blame myself or put blame anywhere, because I don't believe it's necessary or that it fundamentally even necessarily exists. I believe and an understanding can reframe literally any thought that's coming into my brain, even when it hurts. But pain is a necessary part of the journey. It's a measure of 3 things. And I'm starting to understand that now. I've been beating my head up against the wall. I ran into some problems with some things, and I was sitting down after my prayer and I flipped through my notes in my book and I saw a tiny corner of the page, AI tools, instantly in clay. And for a second I wanted to kick myself, and I was so angry at myself because I was like, if I had seen this 30 days ago, things would be different. And then I was like, no, like right now I see this, thank God. And it was confirmation because I was listening. I had not executed as quickly as I would like to moving forward, but I began to execute in the past 48 hours, and it feels good. And long story short on that, simply, I was able to gain a level of confidence because of the laser focus that I've learned to have in my grit, in my tenacity, in my focus, in my drive, and the shifting of my mindset on principle. My values were able to show through, and I'm able to build wealth. Long story short there, I could solve for something that needed to be solved for with Paula. And I was able to acquire a certain amount of leads and build out the funnel and the campaign that I've been working on this past month, in these past 3 weeks, I should say, in the past almost 30 days, mashallah. And able to generate those leads, reverse engineering what is the estimate that will come from the very practical numbers crunched based off of all the data is the exact number that I've been solving for, 3,500 a month. And that's just what I acquired today. So that felt so good because it's solved for. It's a numbers game, and I figured it out, and it's largely because I listened. Thank God. Alhamdulillah. Today's April 29th that I'm recording this, and on principle, win-win relationships in March turned into saying no to say yes to live a life of alignment in April, and inshallah tomorrow is the last day of April, and inshallah May is meritocracy wins and all votes are created equal. And I want to know, do you believe that? Because I believe that now, that all votes are created equal, that my voice matters. Life just sort of presents itself until we put the information out to life, and then it can present itself with the intended outcome. And I have a lot to remember of the ancient conversation, but I'm looking forward to remembering it as the healing is coming to fruition. And as the information that I present to the world can present itself with my intended outcome. And I believe it's possible to quantum leap. And I'm healing in that. And it feels really good. And fundamentally, love is law. And family is my business. It's my business. This mission I take very seriously. I have the opportunity to show that, and only that, moving forward to this compelling, bright future that's piecing itself together as a grid in mosaics in my day and my nights, as I sleep and as I walk awakened. It feels good. This is my commitment for life, literally for life. That means something deep to my womb space. This is a mission and a purpose that I feel so deeply in my heart and in my soul. And mashallah, Allah is making it very easy. It hurts, and then it doesn't anymore. And then I realize that when I let go of all of the fantasies and look at it more pragmatically and practically, that I actually just really honor and respect you as a human. Fundamentally, I'll do whatever needs to be done and be myself in the process of seeing this vision brought to life. And I've wondered, why the heck do I do that? Or why do I care? And in my heart, I just feel like a flutter. Not like butterflies. Not like cliche like that. Just like a reverberation. Dawa. It's a call. I don't understand why, and the more I try to think about it, the less it makes sense. And I will say, on principle, I have listened very in depth, actually, to all of the women the giants to stand on the shoulders of. And I've listened to them a lot, and I've learned a lot of amazing things, and a lot of them contradict each other, and I got very confused about that because I didn't know how to listen skeptically, and I'm learning how to do that, and it feels really good. I've been learning how to do that, and it feels really good. And I'm not butting elbows or racing or climbing to get on any list. And I'm not trying to push myself to the top of it. I'm just cruising in my lane, being myself now. And the more I do that, the more I realize, damn, I like her. And she has a lot to offer. A lot that can and will, inshallah, be of mutual benefit. Inshallah, intuitively placing the women that I attract through their 10 steps to alignment in the ecosystem. Obviously. Serving women that we meet all around the world, just like in Paula's story. Being the conduit for real. Allah made it easy. Storytelling is just stories. And Allah, yes, protect us from saying anything false, and also recognizing on principle in the second, first, and third attention that stories are pedagogy. And if we're returning to ancient ways, then we must remember that pedagogy is historical truth. And the aligned resonant truth is art. And our stories are our symbology of the truth, and we only can communicate through art. We can't communicate through truth. The truth is truth. We can only communicate through art, which is stories. So the stories play a very necessary role, and I realize that I'm a great storyteller, and I can contribute that. I can be, like I have been the past 48 hours, a tenacious tech star, scraping and sequencing whatever data needs to be sequenced and scraped. Lists, if necessary, campaigns, if necessary. I'm learning how to use these tools actually much better. For real. And for whatever else is helpful. For educational purposes, I would also like to contribute those things. I can make training videos if necessary. I'm down with it. And I admit, I had no idea what was going on. On principle, do you believe that a quantum leap is possible? Because I do. And I can tell you that there's a part of me that you've seen that is dead and gone. Grateful. And there's a part of me you haven't met yet. And I'd like to introduce you to her. Because she's awesome. In now consciousness, I felt like it was important I record this message right now. So, it's 11:11. You know? My nails match my pajamas perfectly. I didn't notice that before. Distraction. Okay. Anywho, May 1st, meritocracy wins. And I had that idea, and I felt like it was necessary to share it with you. And in God's time, if that's what God wills. It's just I do fundamentally believe in my invocation and in the supplication of surrender that it's a big part of what I'm here for. the addiction to pain that the heart encoded as the response to receiving love all these years and years. I could tell you stories of a baby mishandled that would only make you cry. And they're only stories anyway. Because the only witnesses, are cells that are being relinquished, and they've been replenished for years and years and years now. The heroes of the world are the ones who braved the storm and sat as the waves crashed to watch the undercurrent carry away the thunder and tsunamis, leave the land in awe and wonder. Blood. Blessed. A woman feels the tides change. The moon turns pink as the tear-soaked cheeks. She said, "Look at my face." And held a soft chin, and the eyes glazed and strained. She said, "I'm going to take care of you." And in that moment, it was the only words I wanted to hear my entire life from someone who actually meant it. They yell at you to be a leader and to heal and to show up, and nobody teaches you how to let yourself be loved and choose to receive. You learn by being. She said, "All I'm experiencing now is to receive all that I get to experience next. The tender husband and the babies." She said, "I sat in the car tonight with our hands folded together because I'm here to be a global mentor. I know." She told me to believe it in my spirit, and I'll become it. Does one dare to ask their God why? Isn't it cliche and borderline